Hi, everyone. My name is Itti Singh, and I am the head of Analytics and Insights Advisory at Landmark Group. I have been in the space of AI, ML, and analytics for the past 17 years, and I have established and scaled analytics practices across various verticals and built cutting edge AI products and solutions. Today, I am here to talk about a topic that is very close to my heart and something which I believe should be something that any builder, product builder, or solution builder should be learning more about or exploring more about. And I hope that this talk makes you curious enough to go and look up what I'm talking about, right? Because there are lots of times when analytics professionals reach out asking, I know everything that I need to know in terms of what's the best model to use, what's the best optimization methodology to use. I even know the art of problem solving. What should I be looking at next? And what should I be doing more? And this is something that I keep coming back to. So without further ado, let's get started. And let me talk to you a little bit about predicting the unpredictable, right? Now, think about this. In an age where AI is pretty much deciding our shopping habits, our health risks, how do we handle the unpredictable human element? Very often, I'm reminded of this quote from Rory Sutherland, which is the human mind does not run on logic any more than a horse runs on petrol. What does he mean by that? While science and reason can help us create technological marvels, they are less successful at shaping human behavior. And why is that so? Because human beings are irrational creatures. And if one can understand this irrationality, it can be a useful tool for us for building successful products and pushing various agendas, big or small. By the way, Rory Sutherland also happens to be the founder of the behavioral science practice at Ogilvy and Mehta UK, and he successfully merged commercial advertising with behavioral science to truly hack the mind. So, what is behavioral science? Well, a quick search on Google will tell you this. Behavioral science is the study of human and animal behavior through observation and analysis of their actions within their environments, often using principles of psychology, sociology, and anthropology. That's a lot of big words. The way I look at it is behavioral science tells us not just the how, but the why of how human beings behave. So, the question that maybe a lot of you might be wondering is, so why should I care about it, right? Well, what is in it for us as analytics professionals? Well, because here's the thing, most of the products and solutions that are being developed by us are going to be used by human beings. Which brings me to my next point. When I think about what is it that any analytics professionals strives for, actually, let me ask that to you. All right, what is the goal and vision for you and your teams? Take 10 seconds to think about it, right? I think most of you would have replied something along the lines of to solve XYZ problem, to create a product that solves a critical business need, or to enable data driven decisions, something along these lines, right? Now, when I look at it from our perspective as AI and analytics professional, what does that mean? That means understanding the data, the patterns, the outliers, really doing a lot of analysis and applying the best possible and most appropriate algorithm or model to solve the problem. But how often are we actually thinking about the user who will eventually land up using the product or the recommendation or the solution to take their decisions? Well, for a minute, I would like you to think about the work of Daniel Kahneman, the person, and his colleagues. So Daniel Kahneman's written Thinking Fast and Slow. That's also another book that I would totally recommend that you should be reading. And they categorize decision making into what they call as system 1 and system 2. and which it also helped them win a Nobel Prize in 2002. System one is nothing but fast thinking, instinctive, emotionally driven thinking. System two thinking is slow and rational thinking. Now, where do you think all the algorithms that we are building comes back to, right? They all go into systems two thinking, which is all the rational thinking. But here's a fun fact for you. When behavioral scientists actually look at how human beings make their decision, more often than not, what they have recognized is that human beings use systems one thinking, which is fast, irrational, right? And very quick decision making with biases and shortcuts built into it. And that is why when I come back to my goal and vision, or your goal and vision, I say this is where you should be thinking about. So how do you actually succeed in making your vision, in making your vision come to life? I would say the answer lies in the convergence of behavioral science application and AI application. And it's not something new that I'm talking about. If I'm being very honest, there have been companies that have been using behavioral science very successfully for the past couple of years. From the personalized recommendations that you are getting on your favorite OTT app to gamifying your entire healthcare experience, to building good credit habits, to even the wrapped edition that one some of our favorite streaming apps actually gives us. All of that is behavioral science in motion. And if you see, these companies have successfully deployed very, very big products which have become a part of our social routine. In fact, a lot of times people also talk about the addictiveness of social media in the same stream, but there are also people who are saying how behavioral science is trying to stop the spread of misinformation. So if you really think about it, behavioral science has been in use for the past couple of years very successfully by large technology companies. And that brings me to my final point. As we look at LLMs and how LLMs become a part of our life today, throughout this summit, you're going to be hearing a lot about generative AI, etc. One thing which we all have come to recognize is that generative AI itself has a lot of biases that are built into it because it understands human pattern and generates content to mimic human-like content. So that means what? It already has biases built into it. So can we look at behavioral science as a way of understanding these biases and building products that actually mitigate these biases as well? And that's what I wanted to talk to you about, that while it may look like we don't really understand the human mind, there is a lot of work that is going on in a parallel stream in behavioral science which tells you a lot about it, and you can bring the two together to really and deploy successful AI systems that do more than solve problems. They also understand human values and ethics. And that's my time. And thank you so much.